Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to How to Shine in a Crowded Market. My name is Christine McAlister, and I am so glad that you are with me today. I am thrilled to be sharing this information. This is going to be an awesome, content-filled, jam-packed webinar that is full of my best stuff around this topic just for you. Again, my name is Christine McAlister. I'll be telling you a little bit more about me as we go along, but I am so thrilled that you are here today from all over the world, whether you are taking a lunch break, whether you are, if you snuck out of the office and it's the morning or it's evening and you are taking a break from relaxing this Wednesday evening or you're listening to the replay, I want to commend you for being here and tell you how great it is that you have made a choice for yourself to learn this stuff. I am going to be taking questions later on. And so what I have for you today is 5 steps for how to shine in a crowded market and then 2 bonus steps. And this is information that I have only previously shared with my paying clients. You're actually going to get to hear from 3 of them today as well. They are incredible women, and I cannot wait for you to hear from them. So, are you ready to get started? Awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right. So again, we are talking today about how to shine in a crowded market. This topic is one that's really near and dear to me because I have spent time feeling the pain and the discouragement, the self-doubt, the fear, the frustration, the depression of feeling like nobody wants to buy what I'm selling, or there are already too many people out there doing it for me to ever be a success, or they're farther along, or they're better at X, Y, and Z. They have this thing that's better than me, and I don't have it, or they have a better website, they have a better idea, they've got more money to work with, they got in at the right time, and I missed out, they have better connections, they're in a better physical location, they're prettier, they're skinnier, they're younger, or they're older, depending on what my brain tells me at the time is right, or better than me. They have a certain degree that I don't. They've got more time. They've got more opportunity, whatever the case. I told myself these things for a long time and used them as the reasons for why I wasn't connecting with the people that I wanted to connect with and my ideal clients. And so I've now learned that that's not useful and it's actually untrue. So if you've ever felt this way, stick with me because I want you to remember something. Every single person who you're jealous of, every single person who is now a huge success started just with what they had. A lot of them started just like you, or they started knowing less or being less than you are right now. And so that is what I'm going to teach you today. I'm going to teach you how to shine in a crowded market. So if you're on your desktop or your laptop or whatever, you can follow along. I've got a few slides for you today. I want to introduce myself first. My name is Christine McAlister, and again, I'm thrilled that you've joined me today. I am a successful entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur for over a decade, and I've helped clients in all kinds of industries to generate multiple 6 figures in sales as an online marketing expert. So for the last 11 years, I've been an online marketing expert, helping clients grow their businesses in various industries and targeting their potential clients and customers around the world. I've always been an overachiever, was, the person with the grade point average above 4.0 and always doing everything and always, being recognized for things, whatever. But I, for a long time, doubted whether I was actually good, whether I was actually capable of living these huge dreams that I have. So after school, after I graduated, I really got stuck and kind of lost because I did what I thought I was supposed to do. Even though I knew I wanted to start my own business, I didn't know how, so I just got a job. And I worked as a professor at both the undergraduate and graduate levels, and I also worked as a full-time career counselor. I always knew my real passion was to help other women get the freedom of time and schedule and travel and all of those things like I have now achieved. But I spent several years in those jobs just feeling super unsettled, super frustrated, and wondering what the heck was wrong with me. If there was something wrong with me, why couldn't I be happy, and why did I have these dreams if they weren't meant to come true? Because I just couldn't see how these big dreams were going to come true on my little salary, on my little vacation time, and in this little sort of tunnel vision life that I felt like I was living. I finally quit my job and got to achieve that dream and have started 4 businesses and found my calling and flexibility and freedom in creating the life that I want to live since then. Last year, just a little over a year ago, I took the leap to doing this thing full time, to starting Life with Passion and helping other women get this freedom full time. Even though it was something I always knew I loved to do, I was helping businesses of all sorts, specifically with online marketing. And I was really good at it. But everything changed for me just a little over a year ago when I lost my first daughter, Maeve, to an unexplained full-term stillbirth. So as you can imagine, the shock and the trauma, the grief, the craziness, and the sort of dizzying reality of change that I went through from going literally from having a baby shower one day to planning a funeral for that same baby the very next day. It changed my world and my perspective in a way that nothing else could. And I got really, really clear about what I wanted my life to be as a result of losing her. I decided that life was too short and that I was going to take charge of what I could take charge of and stop waiting for something else to create the life of my dreams, that I was going to figure out a way to make that happen. And so in the last year, my husband and I moved into our dream house. We took a 2-week trip to Europe. And these things were possible because I also tripled my income. I got very, very clear on my purpose and am now using that to change the world. And so that's why I'm here. That's why Life with Passion exists, is to help you know that no matter what you've been through, no matter how hard, no matter how unimaginable, no matter what you're dealing with now, I share my story so that you know it's possible to survive and to thrive and to live the life of your dreams. Because I truly believe that if I can do it, then you can do it. And I want to help you do just that. So now I channel all my skills, all my experience as an entrepreneur, all my energy to help high-achieving, driven, motivated women who are dreaming of more but have, no idea how to get there, right? Like you're feeling stuck. You're also maybe wondering if something's wrong with you, if it's possible, if these dreams are possible. And what I do is I help you quickly build a business based out of your unique passions and skills, right? It's this whole idea of living life with passion, not just going out and doing something that makes you a ton of money, but that you're spending your days and your hours doing something that you love and that you're meant to do. Finding and serving your perfect clients, using your gifts that are unique to you so that you can leave your 9-to-5 without a drop in income like I did. So when I finally quit my 9-to-5 job several years ago, I replaced my income in the first month. So I know it can be done and that I can show you how. And all of this, and I'm an introvert. So if you're an introvert, don't use that as a reason that you can't do this. I'm a total introvert. I get really, really fired up to talk about these things. So that is why I'm here today, and that is why I often don't sound like an introvert when I'm speaking on these topics. I love to teach, love to share knowledge. So happy to be able to do that for you today. So with that, now that you know a little bit about me, I want to talk about the overarching theme of this webinar first before we get into the first step. And that is that standing out is an inside and an outside job. What does that mean? It means that, as I often say, success is truly between the temples. Success is not something that's out there, that's this nebulous thing that's way far out that, how do you get it? I'm not sure. Success is between the temples. It is about becoming a woman who believes in herself and becoming the woman who can lead the kind of life and the kind of business that you dream of having. It is not about having any one perfect marketing strategy or any one perfect tool or whatever. You grow into those things. Again, everybody who's successful started at some point taking action from where they were and from who they were. And so standing out is as much about believing in yourself, learning to believe in yourself, learning what you have to offer, starting with what you have and taking action out of that place. It's as much about those things as it is anything external. And I spent a lot of years feeling like it was something external. And guess what? That took all of my power to change it away, right? Because I was waiting on something to come and change me. But once I changed me, and once I got support to do that, everything external changed too. So standing out is an inside and an outside job. There's a member of the Life with Passion Society, which is my private Facebook group I invite you to join if you're not already a member, who a month ago or at the beginning of January started a new business. She was already a co-owner of a business with her husband, and she had a vision for something over Thanksgiving. It's a brick and mortar store in Lexington it's like a health spa, and she had a vision for it, and she got it open by January 4th. And now she is getting ready to expand to multiple locations, including international ones, within a month. I told her she was an absolute rock star, and she said to me, "My motto is massive action." Way to go. Way to go. She's not even 30 yet. And of course, she didn't start there. She started smaller, but she's now at the point in her life where she has grown into the woman who can do these things. She started small. She started from where she was. She started a smaller business, and now she's at the point where she can start and grow this incredible one internationally. And it's because she started with what she had. And her motto is massive action. And for her, massive action looks like launching a business and opening several different stores within 3 months, within 90 days. Amazing, amazing, amazing what you can do when you set your mind to it. Right now, what I want to do is to pause for a moment and introduce you to one of my amazing clients. I want you to have a chance to hear from Megan. Megan and I started working together last month, and so I am going to unmute your phone, Megan, and have everybody get a chance to hear from you. Megan, are you there?
I am here.
Awesome, awesome. Welcome. I'm going to put a picture of you up.
Oh.
Here is beautiful Megan. Megan.
Hello.
Hi. So Megan and I started working together in February, and we had the delight of just a couple of weeks into our coaching together, meeting at the Four Seasons Scottsdale and spending a beautiful day there together working on her business.
Yes, it was amazing.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
It was so special. So you can read a little bit about that on the screen if you're on your computer. But I wanted to, Megan, have you share a little bit about you and what you're doing and why you decided to start working with me.
All right. Like I said, my name's Megan Stewart, and I'm working on I am starting Heart and Soul Coaching, which is about helping women rewrite their story and overcome all of the things they've gone through in life and write the story that they want to live, the dreams that they have, their dream life, and really work on their mindset. I call myself a mindset coach. I spent about 17 years of my life, from 10 till 27, suffering from really severe Epstein-Barr virus, and that just kind of held me back my whole life. I always had big dreams. I always wanted to do lots. But that really kept me from doing a lot of things. And on top of that, by the time I was, I think, 18, both of my parents had been divorced multiple times. They were both now in their fourth marriages. So I had people coming in and out of my life, step-parents, step-siblings, moving in and out of homes, never knowing for sure what was going to happen. Several of these spouses were abusive to my parents and somewhat to my brother and I. And so I had this mindset of, what can I do with my life? I've always been kind of beat down, and I believe that I was just a fundamentally screwed up person. There was just something wrong with who I was inside, and I was never going to be able to accomplish much. But my heart and my soul told me that I was meant to do more. I was meant to do something with my life to help other people. And so over the past 6 or 7 years, I really worked on my mindset and improving the way I thought about myself and the way I thought about my life and the world. And now I look at those things that I've gone through and realize they were learning experiences. They were things that I was able to grow from and become the person I am today and be able to help other people and help them overcome their stories and rewrite the story that they want to live. And Christine, I started following Christine about, I think in September of last year, and I was really drawn to her story about losing her daughter and the passion she has for animals and just everything about her. I'm like, oh, I want to meet this woman and work with her. And she reached out to me and offered me a free session, and at the end of the session, I'm like, yes, sign me up. I want to work with you. And it has been amazing ever since then.
Awesome. Oh, my gosh. I love it, Megan. Thank you for being so open about where you've been and where you're going and, what heart and soul coaching is all about. And, yeah, you've totally started that business. You are well on your way and becoming known as a mindset coach.
Thank you.
Yeah. What do you feel like are some of the big things you've learned over the past few weeks?
Christine has really had to push me to be visible and to share my story. I've never felt that my story's anything very special. It's just who I am and what I've gone through, and that's all there is to it. And so I've really learned that people want to hear from me. I think I've heard Christine say this before, whatever's personal is universal. We all have things that we relate to. So being visible, having faith in myself, and I've loved, Christine has a way of just laying everything out, the marketing side, the business side, where you go, oh, of course, that makes perfect sense. Why didn't I think of that? But I never would have thought of it on my own. And that's been a huge thing, and just really drilling down and narrowing in on what it is that I want to help people with, because I've always wanted to save the world. And Christine's helped me see what I really want to do and how I really want to do that and help people, which has been amazing.
Awesome. Awesome, Megan. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing all of that and for being visible. I'm so excited for you and so proud of you, and I cannot wait to see how you continue to inspire and help people with your story.
Thank you, Christine.
Thank you so much. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I don't think so. I just, if you are thinking about working with Christine, you need to do it. She's amazing.
Thank you. That is so nice, Megan. Oh, thank
You're welcome.
you. I am so thrilled to have you here. I know you stepped away from a busy day to do this, so yes. I appreciate you being here, and I can't wait to talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Megan. I'm going to mute your line.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Awesome. Isn't she amazing? Oh, my gosh. The women that I work with inspire me every day, and I am thrilled that it is truly a privilege to get to work with women like Megan. So I want to come back and start going through some more of these steps and this content for you. And remember to jot down your questions along the way. We talked about how standing out is an inside and an outside job. So you heard Megan talking about, the work that she's done and now working with me on getting visible and sharing this incredibly powerful story that she has with others. The next thing is to learn to rise above the competitive plane. If you haven't read or listened to The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles, which is an amazing name, Wallace Wattles, I recommend very highly that you get this book. It is a short read or listen. You can find it for free on YouTube, the audio version. And this is where the idea of the competitive plane comes from. He talks about the idea of the competitive versus the creative plane. And for me, this is one of the most powerful concepts of the whole book. There's always enough business for everyone on the creative plane. So many of us focus on the idea of it being competitive, like this customer or this client choosing to work with me or someone else is a finite resource. If they go with somebody else, that means I don't get them. They won, I lost, right? This can be a very common fear or feeling, especially when we're starting out. I believe now that you're meant to work with who you wind up working with, that the people who are going to buy your product or your service are doing that because they're meant to, and that you're not taking it away from someone else, that there is plenty of business to go around to everyone. There are billions of people online now, and you only need the tiniest fraction of those to work with you to get you the income that you desire and the life of your dreams. So it's false that the competitive plane, the competitive way that so many people live and think about their work and their business is the only way. The true way to live out of your passions and to run your business that is out of your passions and your unique gifts, I believe, is on the creative plane, where we believe that we're creating the opportunities for ourselves by taking action. We're not stealing existing opportunities from other people. There's always enough to go around. And for me, that brought a huge sense of peace, because it helped me to understand that I'm going to work with who I'm meant to work with, and they're meant to work with me, and I can let that pressure off. Being a somewhat competitive person, being a high achiever, all of those things, you may be able to relate, but just feeling like that whole idea of there's never enough, there's not enough to go around, was something that I grew up with, both with money and with other things. And so I applied that to my business when I first got started. And now I know that there is enough business to go around, and that as long as I'm taking consistent action and wise action, then I'm going to be taken care of, and I'm going to be able to take care of the clients I'm meant to serve too. In fact, often I'll speak with someone and realize they're not a great fit for me. And I'll be honest and say, I believe that you would be served better by working with someone else. I would say that happens just about as often as I choose to work with somebody. So that gives you the freedom, believing there's enough business for everyone, gives you the freedom to stop feeling desperate, to stop striving, to stop stressing, and to trust that as you take action, this isn't like sit on your couch and it's going to show up for you, but as you take action, that creative plane is going to support you. All right, next, the next point, and then I'm going to let you hear from a couple of my other incredible clients. The second point I have is to embrace your story. Okay, this is the one thing that is totally unique to you. This is the key to connecting with your people, with your clients, with your customers. You could be saying the exact same thing as someone else, but your story and your experiences are what make you stand out. They're what connect you to your potential client, your potential customer. They're what let that person know that they're understood and that you can help them. think about the difference between just selling something generic, or picture what you're selling, and laying out exactly the structures of how you're going to sell it and what you're going to provide to them, versus sharing why you do it, how your story led you to offer this, and what you're truly passionate about, what gets you out of bed in the morning. When we're creating these businesses out of our dreams and passions, it's so important to stay connected to why we do it, and knowing your story inside and out is super important. It's key to shining in a crowded market. Now, if you're anything like me, then that might make you feel a little stressed, because you think, oh my gosh, what's my story? I don't know. What makes me unique? I'm not sure. But what I want you to remember is that you do have those things. Maybe when you think about them right on the surface, you don't remember, and that causes you to panic. But this is where you can ask other people, well, what's unique about me? People who know you well, a parent, a best friend who's known you for a while. What do you think is unique about me? Even a spouse or a partner. Ask them what you think is unique, what they think is unique about you, and listen. And don't shrug off the compliments, because this is where we learn how the world sees us. Because our internal perception is probably quite different than the way that the people who are closest to us see us. It can be very, very insightful. So for me, what makes me different, right? I'm a huge animal lover. The women I work with typically are too. I've always loved horses. I didn't own a horse until I was an adult, though. I found a way to do that as an adult for the first time. I wasn't able to own them growing up. I've been an entrepreneur for over a decade. I've done a ton of travel. I have also worked in 9-to-5 jobs that have left me feeling desperate enough to wish that I was getting laid off so that I could collect the unemployment and have some money to start my business, because I was too scared to do it on my own, to take the leap for years. I even got so desperate that I was like, to be honest, if my car went off the road or I got in an accident, it wouldn't be the worst thing right now, because then I wouldn't have to go to work. That's how miserable I was. So I get how bad it can be. And I also know what it's like to be an entrepreneur, what it takes, and how to be successful doing what you love. So those are just a few things about me that make me unique. And you have those things too. Your experiences, your story, the travel that you've done, all those things combine to make your uniqueness really shine, really grow. And of course, these things for me are in addition to the things that I shared at the beginning. So it's like putting these pieces together of who's Christine, who are you? And people want to hear your story, because that's how they learn that they want to work with you. Super, super important to embrace your story and to be willing to share it. People do want to hear it. I tend to be a pretty private person, but I've learned that sharing my story is the key to helping other people in my vision of helping women get freedom that they want. And so my story becomes part of why, my why becomes great enough that I'm willing to share my story, and also to help inspire and motivate other women. So it's become where I don't feel like I'm being, oversharing or anything like that anymore. It's totally reframed it as I have embraced my story. All right. What I want to do now is to let you hear from a couple more of my amazing clients. So the first one that I have is Caitlin. Caitlin and I started working together last year. And Caitlin, I'm going to unmute your line. Are you there?
I'm here. Hi, Christine.
Hi, Caitlin. Thanks for joining us today.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yes, I'm so glad to have you here. So we've been working together for a few months now. Yes. Tell me a little bit about why you originally decided to start working with me.
In a nutshell, completely miserable with my job. I went to school for engineering, and I'm working full-time as an engineer. And this was last year, and I was just done. I had it past there. And just kind of a really fortunate scroll on Facebook, and I saw an ad for Life with Passion, Christine. And like, whatever, I'm going to click on it. Not really something I do, but it was one of the best decisions I have made in my life, that I was just so desperate and so miserable that willing to click on an ad, which is not to say anything against you, Christine.
No, I get it.
And, I remember emailing her and just saying, is this real? Is this a scam? Can you really help me? 'Cause everything she was saying about, living this life with passion and getting away from the job that you hate, just really resonated with me. I mean, before I started working with Christine, I would come home from work and there was nothing left. And I was kind of absent when I was at home, physically present, but mentally not there. I would just plunk it on the couch and watch TV. So I was not really wasn't the best way to handle it for myself or for my marriage.
So that's amazing.
Yeah. It was a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I really appreciate your honesty, about where you were. I love that visual of plunking it on the couch. Like, I can so relate to that.
I just let gravity take over, and that is all I could do. And I would live for my one day of the week that I would get to see my horses, but they're not near me. And that would get me through of, just slapping the smile on from 9 to 5.
Yeah. And tell me about what's happened since then in the last few months of us working together.
I'm not exaggerating when I say that you have changed my life, that kind of you opened up my own eyes into myself and what I'm capable of, and that I don't have to stay in this job that doesn't make me happy. Life's too short for it. And so kind of that principle, this, life is more than just existing, has led me to starting my own coaching program. And actually the program I'm using is called Greater Than Existing, which I think that's what life should be. It's not just about plunking it on the couch when deep down there's this motivation for you to want to do so much more than just that.
I love that. I love that idea of greater than existing. And you are now.
I am. That kind of, still have the 9 to 5, just temporary, but, I've set a goal to end that within this year. And just working towards that. And now when I go to work, it's just kind of a blip in my day. It hasn't become as draining and wearing on me. And so when I get home, I'm doing the things I want to do, like read and work on my business and go outside and make dinners and just the things that deep down I always wanted to do, but now I have this drive and this excited internal energy to do that.
That is so incredible. And you have done the work. Like, you have been willing to follow the coaching and to give it a try, right? Like,
exactly,
whether it's
yeah.
that you were, maybe some combination of desperate enough to try and like excited enough to try, or whatever it was, right?
Yeah, my personality is never less than 100%. So even though just being completely miserable in the job that I had, still giving it what I could for 100%, but with my business, I'm giving it like 1,000% because this is what I want to do. And, when I talk to my clients, I can't help but smile, and it just like carries on throughout the rest of the week that I have.
That is so cool. I know you are changing the lives of your clients already and carrying that greater than existing mission forward. And I know you will continue to. And I know that it's going to mean a whole different life for you and your husband and your dog and, to get the things that you want back in your life.
Yes.
That's so amazing. Thank you. Thank you for being here and for sharing.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thanks again for having me.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, I'm going to mute your line. Bye.
Bye, Christine.
Okay, another absolutely amazing woman. Such a privilege to get to support Caitlin in this journey that she's making from engineer who was plunking it on the couch when she got home because she was so miserable to this vibrant woman who is coming alive and using her gifts to teach others how to be greater than existing as well. So very, very, very well done, Caitlin. I would like for you also to hear from Miss Allie. Allie and I have just been working together for a few weeks, but I have been totally blown away by her, and I wanted you to get to hear a little bit from her and what she is doing and has been working on what we've been working on together. So, Allie, I'm going to unmute your line. You there?
I am.
Hi, welcome, Allie. Thanks for being here.
Thanks. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. So tell me, Allie, a little bit about what you're doing and why you decided to start working with me.
Okay, so before working with you, I had my website that we're still working on, and I wanted to make it a place for small acreage landowners to come and get all the information they needed for their animals and their land. And I really felt like there was a market for it. But, I mean, I put together my website. I was reading anything and everything I could to try and figure out what do I do next? How do I attract these people here? Because I was literally starting from zero. And the more I read and the more I listened to things and did pre-trainings, the more frustrated I became because it wasn't working for me. My niche was totally different from anything I was reading about or listening to, and I just felt like there was no information for me, and I just became increasingly discouraged and miserable to live with. I have been informed. And which I knew, but when you're in that place, it's hard to pull yourself out and change if you don't feel like you have the power to change your situation. So when I was feeling that way is when I saw your ad on my Facebook, and I was so done with trainings. The only reason I clicked on it is because your horse was with you in the photo. And I was like, okay, well, she has a horse, so, like, maybe she'll say something relative to me and my niche. So I clicked on it, got the email for the training, and I was like, yeah, I'll listen to this later. So I didn't listen to it right away, and then finally listened to the first one, and I was, like, eating it up. I could not get enough because it was encouraging to me. It wasn't just information. It was, like, the encouragement I needed at the time. And so I booked a free call, which is something I would never do in a million years, but for some reason it felt right, and I went with it. And then, after our call, I was like, okay, she's going to make this, not make it happen for me, but help me know how to make it happen. So anyway, it's kind of,
oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And I love it, like, because I'm the same way, but
yeah.
But I have a similar story with finding my own coach, a year ago, and totally life-changing, right? Like when you connect with somebody, something takes you from beyond that place of like, this is not what I do, to making that connection. So how, what have you felt like it's been like working with me over the past, I guess, month about?
So it has been incredible because, well, for a few reasons. So first of all, I feel like you're just a great person and easy to talk to, and fun to talk to. But the other thing too is you understand my niche and you understand marketing. So everything I told you that I was freaking out about, you were like, hey, it's okay. We can figure this out. So I immediately felt calmer, more relaxed, frustration was gone, and then you gave me direction. Like, before you can sell products, you need to create a lifestyle around your website. And so that's what we've been working on, and that was a total game changer for me, because I went from having what I felt like was kind of a good idea, but it was kind of disjointed, to a set path to know where I'm at now and how I can quickly get to a place where I am selling products that fit with me and my brand and attract the right people to me.
Wow, that's amazing. And tell everybody your website, because it's very cool.
So my website is longbornfarm.com, and now the focus is living life in the country. So I tell stories about that and also give you the information you want. But it's fun. I like it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And
Thank
even
you.
though I don't have acreage, I board my horses on a friend's farm, I love reading your stuff and sort of experiencing a little bit vicariously what you do. And the photos are gorgeous, and it is very much like aspirational and a lifestyle blog that's going to continue to grow and compete with the likes of, the women who you follow right now. And so that's super exciting. And I do encourage everyone to check out Longborn Farm with an L, Longborn Farm as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, Allie. I really appreciate you being here. It's awesome to hear what's going on, and I'll look forward to talking with you soon.
Okay, sounds great.
Awesome. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mute your line for your privacy.
All right. Well, it was great to hear from Allie. I know you all enjoyed that. I'm coming to you now with part 2 of this webinar as a re-recording, because what we discovered after the webinar was over is that our webinar software did not record the rest of this webinar. So I sat down and I re-recorded it for you. And so what you're about to hear is a recording that covers the rest of this information in detail. Here you go. All right, number 3, the third point. The third step in how to shine in a crowded market. Answer this question. Who do you most want to help and why? If you had to pick one type of person to help next for your next 3 clients, who would that one type of person be? What would those 3 people have in common if you had to narrow it down? Because so often what I hear is women saying, oh, I can't narrow down my target market, my ideal client, my audience who I want to help. I want to help so many people, and I don't want to leave anyone out. But what actually happens when you approach it that way is that you wind up not attracting anyone, because you're not speaking any one group of clients' language. So you've got to get real clear. And so I don't believe that you have to make this decision forever. It's just a decision of who are the next 3 people you want to help. If you had to pick one type of person, who are those people? And what do they have in common? So I'll give you an example again. For me, it's the amazing woman who's feeling stuck. She's feeling stuck by her business isn't growing the way she wants it to, or she hasn't been able to even start it the way she wants it to. She's not sure if her dream's going to work. She wants more out of her life, and everybody around her knows that she's capable, but she's scared. She's also scared that maybe her dreams aren't going to come true, and she's not sure why she has these dreams, because they're not coming true right now. She's motivated, and she just needs the support from somebody who's been there to help her. That's who I most want to help, and why. All right, the 4th point in how to shine in a crowded market is how can you help them? How can you help these people? Answer that question. Specifically, how can you help them? What do you do? For me, I provide support to high-achieving, motivated, driven women who are feeling stuck. Together, we make a clear, simple plan on their exact next steps for them to build that dream business around their dreams for their life, not anyone else's, to get out of the job if they need to build the income they desire, to get the freedom they desire, to get the control in their life that they desire, and to get consistent and to get over the fears that have been holding them back and the things that have been keeping them stuck. So who can you help and how? How are you going to help them? What are your expertises? What are your areas where you could just talk about them all day and you just love it? I love helping other people figure out their plans. I love helping people overcome obstacles because I believe there's always an answer. There's always an answer for the person who's available to find an opportunity rather than an obstacle. So, working in this way and helping other women build their dream businesses and believe in themselves, absolutely, I could do this all day long, every day. And I love it. So what's your area of expertise? Is it branding? Is it health and fitness coaching? Is it marketing? Is it some combination of those things? What do you have specific skills in right now? And if you're feeling beaten down or you're feeling stuck, it might be hard for you to remember. But I always recommend that you create something I call a confidence resume. That is everything you've done in your life, whether you feel it's relevant to your future business or not. If you look at that, you're going to realize you've accomplished some stuff. And it's going to be really exciting for you and encouraging. And that's something you can look at on those days maybe when you feel like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to help anyone else. I don't know what I have to offer. This is where that confidence resume comes in. So create one for yourself. Just get it all out of your head. Brainstorm. And think about how you can help other people. The fifth point, make your offers to connect with your audience where they're already hanging out. This does not need to be overcomplicated. How to shine in a crowded market. Where are your people? Go there. Or as Liz Lemon would say, go to there. That is what you need to do. It's that simple. Where are they? Go there. So many times I see people getting overwhelmed and not shining because they're trying to hit every platform, every social media platform, every place anyone could be because they don't want to leave anyone out. I say no. I say you pick 1, 2 tops social media platforms where your people are hanging out and you focus on doing those 1 or 2 well. And you let the rest go. There's time for that later. Where are your people? Chances are it's where you are anyway. Start talking to them there. Online is the quickest way to reach the most people, and that's why I teach women who want a freedom-based business to start with their marketing online. It's what works. There's a strategy to it. You can reach them for the least amount of money and the least amount of effort, and it's what I've been doing for 11 years, and I'm completely convinced that it works. So where are your people? Where are they specifically? Go there. Awesome? Okay, great. I want to take a little break before we get into the 2 bonus steps that I have for you. And I want to tell you a little bit about what working with me privately looks like, because I get this question a lot. Oh, this stuff sounds nice, but how can you actually help me and help my business, and how can I get customized help? So my one-on-one private mentorship is for the woman who's totally committed to figuring out how to make her business work and change her life. Figuring out what's the next right step for her. She's done with the excuses. She's done with feeling stuck. She doesn't have to know what's next for her. She just needs to know it's time for something to change. I'm going to do what it takes. And so together we work on your business idea or your current business intensely for 3 months. Every week we get on the phone. We email between sessions. And It's completely targeted, completely customized, completely private, completely high level from somebody who has built these multiple successful businesses, knows the world of online marketing, and is really good at helping you just create a clear, simple plan to get you out of feeling overwhelmed, out of feeling stuck, and get you on the right track. Right now, that 3-month high-level private mentorship also includes a 3-hour intensive to get you started. So that's like a whole extra month free of coaching. And it also includes a double session at the end as a wrap-up session to really get you clear on your next steps and make sure you walk away confidently with a plan. So if that sounds like it might be interesting to you, I'd love to hop on the phone with you and talk about it. You can go to my website, lifewithpassion.com, and request a clarity call. You can see what other people have had to say about the program, about what it's done for their business and their lives. And you've heard from some of them. If you're listening to this as the second part of the replay of this webinar. And so really consider whether this could be the right opportunity for you. It does come at a cost. The cost is $5,000, and it includes those bonuses that together are worth over $2,200 extra. Normally I charge $1,500 just for my half-day intensive, and that's included. And then the 3 months of full support and the double wrap-up session. So I include those things just to really help you get the extra targeted support that you need to get you moving faster than you ever dreamed possible. One of the women that I've been working with said that she accomplished more in 14 days of working with me than she had accomplished in the previous 6 months in her business. She'd just been spinning her wheels and feeling overwhelmed. And by the time we got to working together, she was really discouraged and not sure her dream was going to work. Together, we made a clear, simple plan to get her started, and she started taking action left and right as fast as she could, like you wouldn't believe. Totally turned her attitude around, totally turned her business around as well. So I invite you to go to lifewithpassion.com/clarity and apply for a call. It's free. Get on the phone with me, talk about your dreams, where you are, and explore if that's a good fit. All right, that is my private mentorship. Now, back to our bonus steps. Number 1, first bonus step in how to shine in a crowded market is to get fierce. I love this word, fierce. Get fierce about your dreams, about your business, about what you want. It is really important that you connect with your dreams and your desires. You can get really excited, maybe even a little agitated, worked up over getting this life that you want. Make it a non-negotiable for you. That is going to give you the passion and fuel your ability to get visible out there even if you're scared. And people are going to be able to sense that passion, and that is going to make you shine in a crowded market. So often I hear from women who are scared to put themselves out there, scared of judgment, scared of what people are going to think. If you get into this space of fierceness around creating the life that you want, a lot of that evaporates. Because now you're in this positive mindset of forward movement, of creating the life that you want as opposed to shrinking back, not sure if it's going to work. Awesome. So get fierce. Access that inner fierceness in you and go after it. And then the second bonus step is to be willing to be offensive. That's right, I said be offensive. Now, I am a person who loves to be nice, and I want for everyone to like me, and I want for people to think well of me, and I don't want to offend everyone. I'm not a very brash person. But what I mean by this is be willing to be offensive to the wrong people. Be willing for some people to read your message and not get it. There's this great saying that brings me a lot of solace. It says, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. How reassuring is that? And then on the other side of that, you can't say the wrong thing. You can't say the right thing to the wrong person. So Jim Rohn said that there are going to be 25% of people who love you, 25% of people who hate you, 25% of people who are indifferent, and 25% of people who can be convinced to love you. You have got to be willing to focus on that first 25% of people who love you and be willing to be offensive to the other ones in service of helping that first 25% with your service or product. Be yourself, because if you're trying to be all things to all people, you're going to come off bland and nobody's going to get it because they're not going to know who you're talking to because you're not talking to them because your message isn't clear enough. So be willing to be offensive. All right? Those are my tips for how to shine in a crowded market. I am so glad you've joined me today. And I look forward to hearing how these tips work for you as you move forward in your dream business. Have an awesome day, and thank you for joining me. This is Christine McAlister for Life with Passion. Bye.